about that music is trip. That's called flexing, baby. That's flexing from the pipes right there. That's right. Left and right, baby. I told somebody, man, James Brown was not wrong when he called every instrument a drum.
That's true.
You played that thing like it was a drum. It was a beat to it, baby. No drum was needed. Good job. Everybody give a right for my national BLYS Magazine recording artists. Get ready to bring more jewels and drop more jewels back real soon. Y'all support that.
Yes,
My left is back.
Fantastic.
That med is
we're
back.
now going to switch it up again, and we're going to bring you a dynamic designer who we just had
That's right.
DC Fashion
Sure
Week,
did.
and this dynamic designer is graced us with her presence. We'd like for her to come up. If only. ClyopatraCouture
In the house.
All right, in the house. That's awesome. So we spoke a little earlier this week.
Yes,
and
we
it
did.
was fantastic. And so we're going to ask you a couple of questions just to find out more about how we can get in touch. Get in touch with you. So tell us how you first got this designer itch.
Well, it all started when I was a kid, and I know that's what everybody says, but that's really the truth. I'm the last child out of 8, and I'm the product of an aging parent. So my parents had stopped having kids, and 7 years later, my mother decided that she wanted a little girl after 4 boys.
Wow.
So pop comes me, and then everybody was gone in the house. So all I did was experiment with my mother when she's getting dressed. I'm there helping her, and she loved to sew. So I was helping her, and from then on, I started creating, and I used to just make little dresses with my hands, you know, instead of the machines. And then my older sister had a baby, and she became my guinea pig.
Oh, you was making clothes for the baby?
Yes. I was hand stitching these little dresses for her.
Oh
And
my
that's how it all started.
That is awesome. Wow, as a child, huh?
Yes.
That is great. So how do you get your inspiration to design your clothes?
Really from nature.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and also I was born in Nigeria. I went to school all my formative years in England, and then I relocated over to the States. So I have the best of 3 continents.
Yes.
So all the tradition from Africa, the cultural differences between here and over there, and also the European way of dressing, you know, like in America, like the jackets, you know, the blazers are like all boxed up, and then, but in Europe it's all like tapered. So that's how I get my inspiration. And then I've always been a crazy dresser. I like to do everything different from everybody. And I like to mess around with the textiles too.
Okay.
So like, you know, back in Africa, a lot of the women, like, you don't wear a lot of like the swimwears and stuff because you want to cover up. So I thought, you know what, I'll just take the African fabrics, the prints which normally come in cotton or batik material,
Right.
and turn them into like a lycra, polyester silk, and created a line of swimwear.
Oh, fantastic.
She might be able to do my tuxedo jogging suit.
Okay.
See? Oh, give me some. Marshall in the house. Now, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Marshall in the house. Now, I knew somebody was going to understand.
Yes.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yes.
I got a lot of good ideas.
So now you can wear your kente instead of wearing it, like wearing it to go to parties and they say, oh, are you African? You can actually wear it to the swimming pool and it's like no cotton.
How about
Oh, well, that is awesome.
Let me dry
That's
fast.
it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No bacteria, anything.
How about that?
Ladies, you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, we on a different fashion level on this interview right here. I got a whole lot of questions, but I'm gonna be gentle right now. Proceed, back.
You got questions.
Well, I'm gonna say like this. Most of my questions are answered because most of the people they come in, they say yes. As a young kid, I aspire to go higher. Blah blah blah. Great, but this is the thing that I really got amused by. Your mama said she wanted a little girl and popped one out.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. see, you know when you got mamas that are queens, they have these underlying spirits, and they're the real Marshalls. So she said after 7.
Yeah, she had 3 girls, then 4 boys, and then she was like, you know what, I want a little girl. And my dad was like, no, you already got 7. I'm done. And she was like, no, I spoke to Mother Mary, and she said,
See what I'm saying? I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. See, this is what I told you, another level.
God doesn't mean that's my name. If I'm actually the full name, which is a great thing from God.
Oh,
Okay,
awesome.
okay.
That is so fantastic.
See, I like the interviews. See.
Okay. I do
Left and
too.
right. Let's get it in. Okay.
So what keeps you up to date with your fashion?
It's just really, I look at you watch the TV,
I know you don't like trends,
you look at the Vogue magazines and that, and they're great, but really it's just all in my head. Like I look at you and I think, you know what, I really want you to look different. Like I love your dress, but what if we did it this way? What if we did it that way? That's really how I come up, and then I sit down and sketch it, and then I come up with a creation.
So you draw it yourself, draw it out,
I do
and then
all my sketches
The
myself.
best.
and then you do the patterns too,
I
right?
do
You
the
make
sketches,
pattern,
I make the pattern, and then I start sewing some of them.
and then you sew them.
Now, see, this is the thing that I want all my people to know. You gotta learn how to type before you get on the computer. So you gotta learn how to sketch before you create. So the best, I've always heard the best can do all of it.
Right.
And if you don't do all of it the best, but at least you can do it.
Yes, and you have to. You know what it is if you have the calling, if you have the gift inside you, not you can go to school and everything. And I really didn't go to school to learn fashion. I went to American College in London, but I was doing business administration.
See, now you know that system part.
Right.
And then I used to model for the fashion designers, and I used to like you pin up the dress on me, and I was, how about we take off the sleeve, and how about we do this?
No, how about we
you
rip
telling
off
the
sleeve?
designer.
It don't belong
Hey,
there.
it don't belong there.
Yeah,
It's
how
all
about
wrong.
that? Yeah.
And then they were like, why don't you switch? And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that because my dad would kill me. I already switched. I was supposed to be in law school.
Oh.
And I switched to business administration. I was like, if I do this, he's going to kill me. So I'll just stick to what I'm doing.
So
So you
basically,
finished that, and then you,
I
but
went
your
to-
inner heart, your full
Right.
desire was
Right.
already in fashion.
I finished that, then I opened up the first black bridal store in England, in London.
Wow.
there you go.
that
And
is
I was going to ask you about how you
awesome.
transferred, because I know that is so closely related, the London and the Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I know that's that was a battle.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours, you know, by
Yeah,
air. You're over
we going to
there,
North
you're over there.
Carolina, or we going
Right,
South
you go to
Carolina.
California
There
from
you go.
here.
Uh-huh.
That's it. But I finished school and then I went into fashion, which I said to them I wasn't going to do. But I went into that because I saw.
Calling you.
Yeah, I saw a need too.
Oh, okay.
I saw a need, and my store over there was called Wedding Invitations and Accessories for the Bride with a Difference. So I took people's cultural, like let's say you're from Ireland, I'll take the clothing and add it to your bridal dress.
Wow.
So I did things that enhanced your tradition. I incorporated that into.
You made it real.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
I started the first Black Bridal exhibition in England and got an award from Susan Taylor with Essence magazine.
How about that?
Absolutely awesome. That is
Whatever the mind conceives,
Hello.
best believe,
Can-
you can achieve.
Hey.
You know, and that's
That's
it
right.
right there. That's it right
That's
there.
it. So, you were telling me about the designer that you would like to collaborate with. Who was that?
Jean-Paul Gaultier, you know why? Because he is so different. He's daring, his designs are out there, he just creates what he likes to do. And he doesn't go with the trend.
Right.
And I don't like to go with the trend, so I don't go with the trend. All my things are different. I just do it because it's in my head, I can't sleep with it, so I'm going to create it.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Can everybody
That's
say right, right, right?
Hello.
See, this that better than that interview right here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
That is awesome. Okay, so we definitely want to know how anyone can get in touch with you, how they can reach out and have you design something for them.
See, now I have to start to you.
That's fine.
That's right.
It's a global,
My
BLYS
website-
global magazine.
Yes, you see, and now you need to go global too. You see, we gotta get you to
Yes,
Africa too.
exactly. I'm ready to go. I love to travel.
www.cleopatracouture.com. Cleopatra is spelled with a Y, not an E. So CLYOPATRACOUTURE.com. Instagram at Cleopatra_couture. Twitter at Cleopatra_C. And Facebook Cleopatra Couture at Cleopatra Couture.
All right.
You gotta love it, y'all.
Oh, and my phone number.
Yes.
202-345-5055. Hit that.
One more time.
202-345-5055.
Okay, fantastic. You are
So
awesome.
we had to ask you one question. Let me see. I got to levitate and then come back down and play. I'm in my Martian zone. Let me see here. Okay, so we already got the upbringing. We already have the favorite designer. We already have the information of how you started. Now let me ask you a question. If you had to do anything other than design, say your mama said, no, you're not gonna design, and you had to do something else, what would it have been? Out of all the things that you were told to do, which one were you
Without designing?
No. Without designing. No. Out of all the things that your mother and father said, hey, you're going to do A, B, and C. You're not going to do that. But you went gangster and did it anyway. But what would you have done? One of those things that you would have done, other than designing. Right.
Okay, so
it's going to be interesting.
I really was supposed to go into law, and I still love the law. So maybe I would have gone into that. But I also own a healthcare organization, so I love to look after older folks. So I love doing that.
See, the reason I asked that is because you're breaking the law and you're designing. See, you're breaking the law. You know, right? So we already know where you at. But then you said healthcare.
Yes.
But then you started talking about the material and how it helped women to be more healthier.
Right.
So you're really making a full circle of everything that you really want to do. So your mother and father was right.
Yeah, they were.
So make sure that's understood. Follow your mother and father.
Advice.
Follow your mother and father's understanding, because it does have relevance. We do know a little something. But anyway, once again.
So is it easier for someone to come to you with a portion of their design, or for you to design from scratch?
I really love to design from scratch, because I can look at you and think you're going to look awesome in this.
Fantastic.
Just like
you got something lined up for me already? Oh my goodness, I'm excited.
I see business cards already ready.
Do you have your business card? Okay, great. Y'all make sure you leave here with a business card, and everybody on Facebook Live and all the other lives that we got going on here.
Don't forget to order your prom dresses.
BLYS Global
Prom
Magazine.
dresses. She does prom dresses.
Part 2, baby.
Fantastic.
It gets better and better and better. Can everybody say all right?
All right.
I'm good. Life is good and it feels good to be a part of life. We on a mission.
Hey.
Yes.
So we're going to close out. In closing, we're going to bring up the next biggest, hottest neo-soul artist in the DMV, Miss Gwani Gwan.